I've been using the M1 Max MacBook Pro for the last 1,000 days. And is it still powerful enough to run all of your pro needs in 2024? Well, in today's video, I want to explain you guys why this machine is the only computer, the only Mac you should buy right now. Because, yes, I do believe we are getting the new M4 MacBook Pros in less than 6 months. And if that happens, I don't think it's a good time to buy the M3 MacBook Pros right now. The M3, the M3 Pro, or the M3 Max. So, yes, I do believe that the M1 Max MacBook Pro is the only computer you should buy right now. It's great value, it's still great performance. But let's talk about it. So, before we start this video, do not forget to drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel. But the M1 Max MacBook Pro, such an interesting machine. This was the first time that Apple launched this design scheme. This was the first time that Apple launched Apple Silicon on the MacBook Pros. And this is such a great value. This is an incredible performer. This was launched in 2021, October of 2021. And in 2024, it's still powerful enough to run my YouTube channel, to run all of my needs. If you don't know, I have a tech YouTube channel that also has some car reviews. So if you like that, subscribe to the channel. But the thing is, I film and edit about 3 videos per week. And this machine, well, is simply powerful enough to do it. I edit photos and thumbnails, I edit videos, and sometimes I do some SolidWorks. So, yes, I like to work on my machine, and I like to do power-intensive stuff on my machine. I also game from time to time. And the M1 Max MacBook Pro is the computer for that. When I first bought this machine, it cost me around 36,000 euros, about $4,000, and it was very, very expensive at the time. Imagine a college student with no real income, starting its YouTube channel thinking, I'm gonna make my only investment, spend all of my money, and buy this computer. And I did. I bought the M1 Max MacBook Pro 16-inch, 1 terabyte of storage, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and 32 GPU cores. This was an expensive machine, but I'm so glad that I did it, because this kickstarted my YouTube channel. I needed this machine to work faster, more reliably, and to be able to pump out 3 videos per week consistently for about 3.5 years. And so I did. And 3 years later, here I am. Oh my God, what a ride it has been. But the M1 Max MacBook Pro was there for everything. It was there when I first hit my 1,000 subscribers. It was there every week, every day when I was working, editing for long hours. And the M1 Max MacBook Pro never gave in. On big trips, I went to Vegas for 1 week and I brought my M1 Max with me. On the plane, everywhere in Vegas, editing videos, launching videos, recording videos, everything. If you do remember that trip, I went on the Vegas trip. I went on to do the loop, to test the loop from Elon Musk, and I also took amazing shots and reviewed the Sony a6700. What an amazing trip. I also went to Africa the week or 2 weeks after that, to Zanzibar. And what an incredible trip also. I also brought my M1 Max with me and edited 3 videos that came out that week. So, yes, this machine has been with me throughout the journey, throughout the whole world. I've traveled with it to Africa, to America, and I'm from Europe. So, yes, do not let anyone tell you that this is not a portable machine. Although it's big, although it's clunky, I've taken this machine everywhere, on planes, trains, whatever, and I've done my work with it. So, this is a portable machine. This is a portable desktop with the performance of one. So, yes, the M1 Max MacBook Pro. This is a great option for those that love to do pro work, that love to do everything on their computers. Not just browse the web, email, this can do that pretty fine, but it can also do the real stuff. So if you are looking for a video editing machine, a photo editing machine, a 3D rendering machine, a coding machine, everything that you might need that extra performance because you are a pro, you use this machine for your work to make money, then right now there's no better time to buy the M1 Max. And you might be thinking, oh, but that's a 3-year-old machine, that would be slow. Trust me guys, it won't. This is still fast enough for most people. Most pro users don't need more than this. And currently, you have 3 options. Either you buy the M1 Max MacBook Pro or the M1 Pro, you buy the M2 Pro and the M2 Max, and you buy the M3 Max and the M3 Pro. Those last ones, the M3 Max and M3 Pro, please don't do it. They are still new, so they still have full price, and the new version, the M4, which will be actually a quite significant jump over the M3, if the M4 chip from the iPad Pro is reliable enough for me to trust on its jumps from the M3, then the M3 Max, the M3 Pro will be surpassed buy a way better chip, the M4 and the M4 Pro and the M4 Max. Don't buy the M3 right now. Don't buy any family of M3 chips on the MacBook Pros. Please, wait. Wait until November, December, and then buy the M4s. Of course, if you are going to save more money, and if you want to save more money, then you have the choice between the M2 Max and the M1 Max. While the M2 Max is a bit more expensive, I would say around $500 more expensive, because it was a bit more powerful, a bit more efficient, but that was it. The design scheme, the new features were really, really limited. So everything that you can do with your M2 Max machines, you can do with the M1 Max. And so I do actually believe you should buy the M1 Max. It's simply cheaper, and at the end of the day, the $300-400 that you save, you can put towards RAM and storage, which was the only regret that I have with this my MacBook Pro. In the last 1,000 days, the only issue that I had with MacBook Pro was not the RAM, was not the chip, was not the performance, was not the screen, was not the keyboard, was not the trackpad, was not the I/O. It was the internal storage. Because at the time, I did not have any money to spend more than 1 terabyte of storage. The base storage was 512, but I decided to buy the 1 terabyte of version of this computer because that's the only amount of money that I had to spend. So I did. I bought the 1 terabyte. But after that, I think 1.5 years after that, I needed to buy an external SSD, a T7 Shield for around $100, which had 1 terabyte if I'm not wrong. And then I bought a 5 terabyte hard drive from Lassie. Because again, I needed long-term storage to store all of my B-roll, my video, and so this was not enough. 1 terabyte was not enough. So if you ask me right now, I have about 7 terabytes of storage. 7, 8 terabytes, depending on other older hard drives. So yes, at the time, I really wish that I bought the 8 terabyte or even the 4 terabyte version. I did not have the money, but currently you can find these machines for a bit more than the base models because they depreciate much, much faster than the 1 terabyte or even 2 terabyte versions. So if I were to buy the M1 Max right now, if you do a lot of video editing, try to find an M1 Max MacBook Pro for 4 terabytes. You will have insane performance, insane RAM capabilities with 32 gigabytes of RAM. You will have really good GPU performance with 32 GPU cores, still plenty enough for most people, and you can play games here, so there's no issue. And then you will also have 4 terabytes of storage. So yes, the M1 Max chip is super capable. I mean, I've been editing videos, I've been doing client work on the M1 Max MacBook Pro for the last 3 years, and I've had no issues doing so. So I do believe that most people won't. Again, this is a 3-year-old machine, but it still doesn't feel like it. Because all the hardware here, especially the hardware, is still the same as the newer M3 Max MacBook Pros. Because this still has the same design, still has the same I/O, still has the same incredible mini LED display, the same 120 Hz capabilities, the same keyboard, the same amazing Magic Keyboard, the same trackpad. Everything is the same. The same speakers, the same incredible speakers that actually the best in the world. So there's no reasons not to buy this machine, especially for that incredible 120 Hz display that is also mini LED. And yes, I do believe that's one of the biggest advantages of this M1 Max MacBook Pro. The incredible mini LED display is something that you should not joke with. Again, this is top-of-the-line hardware. This 120 Hz mini LED display allows me to watch videos, movies, shows, whatever I want to, whenever I want to, and with the highest quality. In planes. It's just so ridiculous to have this incredible, incredible display. The only thing that I would say is this is the 16-inch version, so it's the big boy, the big fat boy. You also have the 14-inch version. The 14-inch version is more portable, easier to carry around, smaller. But I do believe to work at home, if you have the 16-inch version, you don't actually need an external display. I've bought one, and I rarely use it. But if you have the 14-inch, I might advise you to get one. Because the smaller display, the smaller 14-inch, you notice really the difference. If you want to travel a lot, if you want to go into planes, trains, and do lots of your work on coffee shops, maybe the 14-inch is for you. The performance difference is really negligible, like 2-3%. And the 16-inch is a big boy. If you do prefer the bigger display, the bigger mini LED display to edit videos, to edit photos, then go for the 16-inch. It's purely a size choice, purely a display choice. The display quality is the same, the hardware quality is the same, they have both the same sized keyboard, both about the same size trackpad. So at the end of the day, is really which type of computer, which type of size display do you want? Do you want a big boy that can almost emulate an external display? Or do you want a more portable computer that when you reach home, you can connect via USB-C to your external display and have a desktop? It depends. I chose the latter. I chose the big boy, the 16-inch display, but you could have chosen the 14-inch display and your experience will be almost the same. There's still a lot of YouTubers that use the M1 Pro and the M1 Max machines. Yes, MKBHD used his M1 Max MacBook Pro to edit videos. MKBHD, the biggest tech YouTuber on the planet, until this year when Apple, or 2023 when Apple released the M3 Max, which is just insane. It tells you how powerful and how efficient and how good were these machines. Again, I won't switch, only when Apple actually decides to make a huge jump. For me, it would be maybe an OLED display, but these machines were so expensive at the time and still so powerful today that I don't see the needs to upgrade. This is one of the best, not the best piece of technology that I've ever bought. This runs everything on my life. This is my channel. This is my income here. This is my work too, my favorite one. So yes, let me know in the comments below, which computer do you have? Have you ever used an M1 Max or this new generation of MacBook Pros? I think they are the best computers on the planet right now. Editing 4K footage, S-Log 3, Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere, DaVinci Resolve, all of these, I can do it on my M1 Max MacBook Pro. Yes, I have a Sony a6700 that records H.265 or sometimes H.264 whenever you want footage. And this machine can do it pretty well. Can take raw photos and I can edit them here really amazingly well. No issues, no stutters. The 32 gigabytes of RAM allow me to do so many things, especially my favorite workflow, which is exporting a YouTube video. And while I'm exporting a YouTube video, I'm editing a thumbnail for my YouTube video. So yes, it allows me to save so much time. And with other computers, with other types of silicon, especially from Intel, I had never had that possibility. While I was exporting, it took me around 30 minutes, 35 minutes, and I had to wait, and wait, and wait, and waste a lot of time. Now, I don't. I can export a YouTube video, a 15-minute YouTube video in 6 minutes, and while that 6 minutes runs, I can be doing a lot of things, and so save a lot of time. So this machine allows me to save so much time that it was totally worth it. And if I can do that with an M1 Max MacBook Pro, you can also. Because, again, you need to simply grab your needs, simply understand your needs and think, do I need more than an M1 Max? Because if you don't, grab one. If you do, then wait. Wait until Apple releases the M4 MacBook Pros and spend, guys. Spend the most amount of money that you can, because that will last you a long time. And trust me, whenever you do that, you will never feel like you need to upgrade. That's what I did with the M1 Max MacBook Pro, and I'm so happy that I overspent at the time, but now I understand it was totally worth it. Now, I do believe it will be different when Apple decides to launch an OLED display on the MacBook Pros, but until then, the M1 Max MacBook Pro still has top of the line, top of the tier hardware. Inside, it has a 3-year-old chip, but that chip was so powerful when it came out that I do believe in 2024 it's still powerful enough. So yes, which computer should you buy? Which computers should you not buy? That's a tough question, but I do believe you should buy the M1 Max MacBook Pro in 2024. Powerful enough, cheap enough, and totally worth it. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you think. Drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.